Good Thursday morning, Central Georgia. You're taking a live look at the Georgia National Fairgrounds in beautiful Perry. The time is now 5:30 here on this March the 2nd. Happy Baby Friday. I'm Wanye Reese. We are so much closer to the weekend and some changes in your forecast are coming up according to Alex.
That's right. The weekend going to be a lot different from what we've seen over the past stretch of days here in Central Georgia. Looking live over the Georgia National Fairgrounds this morning. 67 in Macon and in Warner Robins, 68 in Dublin, waking up to 67 in Milledgeville. Everybody really in the upper 60s this morning, somewhere between 66 and 69. Pretty uniform area wide with the southerly wind continuing. Now, we are dry here in Central Georgia for the moment. However, just up towards the north, as close as, say, Peachtree City, we're talking about showers in northern Georgia that continue to slide down to the south. They will make their way into Central Georgia by the time we get into the later morning and early afternoon hours. However, out to the west today, a developing severe weather situation, widespread, at least a level 3 from Dallas, Memphis, back down towards Austin, just north of Houston, but it's centered inside of that, right around Texarkana, is going to be a level 4 risk, potentially long track, intense tornadoes out there today. Then for tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts to the east, includes parts of us here in Central Georgia. However, we're not really too concerned about this, even though parts of our area are in a level 2. As for today, we're going to be talking about temperatures warming their way into the 70s, an average high of 67. I'm going to go with about 78 later on today. So we'll talk a lot more about this, including the wind tomorrow, coming your way here in just a moment.
Thank you, Alex. This morning, a man is in the hospital after a car hit him along Rice Mill Road. Bibb deputies say it happened as a 55-year-old walked on Rice Mill Road near Sherry Drive around 10 last night. As a 45-year-old rounded a curve, he hit him. Right now, the person who got hit is in critical condition. This morning, we're learning more about a man killed last Thursday in Anthony Holmes. He was out of jail on bond for some serious charges. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says Kemarian Manor started the shooting before he got shot in the head. Deputies arrested Manor on December the 2nd of 2020 on murder and aggravated assault charges. He bailed out 14 months later in February of 2022 on a $55,000 property bond. A judge ordered house arrest for Manor and said that he had to wear an ankle monitor while awaiting trial. Macon District Attorney Anita Reynolds Howard says her office policy is for prosecutors to oppose bond for any suspect accused of a crime where there was a loss of life. She's working to confirm if that policy was followed in this case.
I know there will be people who say, why are they out on bond? You know, we have to allow them to lake bond. And you have to let the justice system go through. But it's just one of those cases where the court system and the prosecution needs beyond a reasonable doubt.
Several questions remain unanswered, including if Manor's ankle monitor was being tracked and if deputies knew he was out of the house last week when the shooting happened. This morning, we're still looking for answers after the discovery of a gun at Warner Robins High School. It turned up during a search of a student's backpack yesterday. Principal Chris McCook sent a message to parents. He reminded students and parents to use the anonymous alerts when they see or hear something concerning. We're waiting to hear back from the school district if the gun was loaded and why the student brought the gun to campus in the first place. A Hawkinsville teen is dead and neighbors say it happened during a home invasion. Neighbors said 4 armed teen boys tried to enter the home Tuesday evening, two through the window and 2 through the front door. As they were entering the home, folks say one of the boys got shot. People in the community say youth violence is increasing with more kids looking to join gangs. Allison Johnson says she has 2 teenagers of her own and hopes they don't fall victim to the violence.
It was getting better, and now it seems like something happens every blue moon again. So I really just wish that it wouldn't happen.
So far, investigators aren't releasing the victim's name or information on any charges. Sheriff Danny Brandon declined to comment and directed us to the GBI, who have not returned our phone calls thus far. Well, in Wilkinson County, a man and woman are now serving 10-year prison terms after pleading guilty to killing their daughter. We've been covering this case since August of 2020. That's when John Yazviak and Mary Horton were accused of causing the death of their 12-year-old daughter, Caitlin. The GBI says the home was cat and bug infested and said the girl may have died from a severe lice infestation. One investigator says the girl's condition was one of the worst cases she's ever seen. The indictment says the couple failed to get the girl proper care. DFACS records also showed Caitlin's two brothers were removed from the home because of unsanitary conditions. In January, the parents both pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. According to court records, prosecutors dropped child cruelty charges against the couple. A Wilkinson County jail administrator is out on bond this morning after getting indicted on charges that he had sex with an inmate. Captain Thomas King is charged with 2 counts of sexual contact with a person in custody and 2 counts of violating his oath. A Wilkinson County grand jury indicted him on Monday. Officers arrested him yesterday. He's free on $20,000 bond. The indictment says King assaulted the inmate at least twice last year on December the 1st and December the 12th. According to court records, the victim was a 21-year-old woman jailed on drug and gun charges. The sheriff's office says King resigned in December. 5:36, getting you to your state news. This morning, former UGA star defensive lineman Jalen Carter is out of jail after turning himself in on charges of racing and reckless driving. It's all in connection to a January crash that killed his teammate Devin Willock and team staffer Chandler LaCroix. Another staffer, Tory Bowles, got seriously hurt, while Warren McClendon had minor injuries. Our station up in Atlanta reports Carter got booked at 11:33 last night and was released by 11:49. Carter posted a statement on Twitter, you see it there, saying he's returning to Athens to answer the misdemeanor charges and that there's no question he'll be fully exonerated of any criminal wrongdoing. Athens Clark County Police say Carter's vehicle and LaCroix's switched between lanes, overtook other drivers, and drove at high speeds. Her car, that's LaCroix, was traveling more than 100 miles per hour shortly before the crash. A toxicology report shows she had a blood alcohol concentration of twice the legal limit. Well, we've received new photos of Nathan Millard, a Georgia father reported missing in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Take a look at your screen. The photos show Millard shortly before he disappeared. They come from the nonprofit Texas EquiSearch, a search and recovery organization. Their Facebook post reports witnesses seeing Millard leaving Happy Irish Pub around 11:30 p.m., heading back to his hotel room. That was the last time that anyone saw him. His wallet and phone turned up a few blocks away. Police question a homeless man who used Millard's credit card and say they anticipate more interviews happening soon. Today, leaders from across Central Georgia are giving an update in the state of Robins Air Force Base. The annual event lets community members hear from mission partners about the goals and collaboration plans for the base in the upcoming year. It also includes an economic report highlighting the base's impact on the region and state. It's at the conference center in the Sonny Watson Health Pavilion at 11:30 with the address starting up at noon.